Please give me something better to talk about. I started out with the Reds, and I almost jumped off the top of the building.
Yeah, I know. You're not touching the Indians.
I get the Clippers now,
No, I got the
and I'm just like, my God. Like,
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Indians are staying with you. We are not
I've
giving
got
him the Indians.
Look, I know the Indians like the back of my hands. So.
Yeah, you do.
And the palms, so.
Hey-o.
So, well, I can give you a little information since I got it pulled up on the Clippers. They have lost 4 straight. They're 3-7 in their last 10.
not
Their
good.
elimination number is down to 20, so it's wearing thin. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I believe they are nowhere near a wild. No, they are nowhere near a wild card spot. They're 7 games back. Their elimination number there is 17. So it's put up or shut up time for the Clippers now if they want to get back to the postseason for the 3rd year in a row.
Upon the examination of the galaxies of space, images begin to appear. Images of strange and powerful forces. But of all the forces in the universe, the 2 most powerful, heal and faith. Prepare to explode.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Heel and Face out here at the Ohio Media School. I am the mayor of the Squared Circle, alongside a good friend of mine, Joker, and our intern, Jeff.
That is right.
Before we get into it, if you want to watch us, go to YouTube, search Score on Air. You can see us live, streaming live. If that's not your taste, maybe you're in your car or you want to take a bath, download the TuneIn app from your Google Play Store, your iTunes Store. Take us with you and get you a little bath time in.
Bath time?
Yeah. Why not for the ladies?
Roll yourself a bath. Get some.
Get you some roses, some wine.
One of those.
And listen to us talk. Yeah,
Right.
One of those bath bombs, if you will, if you will.
If you want to get in on the action, the phone number is 614-641-0674. We have 2 big phone call interviews today, so get your phone calls in while you can, your text messages in while you can. Also, this week we have a contest for an Ohio State flag autographed by James Laurinaitis and Beanie Wells himself. Go to Score on Air on Facebook, and that's how you enter the contest. Follow the instructions, text the studio, score, and enter yourself in the contest. So with that being said, it's been a crazy week, guys. News. What do we got? I'm bringing it up now. How was everybody's week, by the way?
It was good.
Not bad.
Yes, I'm bouncing
bad.
around like a cup of coffee.
You're always like this. I've worked with you on several occasions.
But we're going to
You're
get
like a high bounce ball in a little bitty box.
That's very true. One big news thing, Jeff was going to bring it up during his show, but he didn't. Nikki Bella's on Dancing with the Stars. So I feel like that's only for John Cena purposes. Because she dances, you see him.
She's at least going to do decent. I mean, we've seen some bad people on that show, so she's at least going to be decent.
Well, let's hope. Maybe we'll get a pop somewhere.
Yeah.
a wardrobe malfunction. But we also have news which we'll discuss later, Corey Graves is going to replace JBL on SmackDown, so he's going to do Raw and SmackDown. But who replaced Corey Graves? I feel like you leave Corey on SmackDown and replace him on Raw.
I was under understanding that's what he's going to do. He's going to do both for a while.
Yeah.
I'd bring Morrow up and put him on Raw.
Well, I mean, JBL's not there now, so the bully's gone.
Well, that's hearsay.
Yeah.
You're in the wrestling business. You're going to deal with bullying every once in a while. You got to learn to take it.
I think it was more for him is that he suffers from anxiety issues, and I think something was just said probably that just triggered something for him, and it was just bad news after that. But I was glad to see he got brought back into the company, and yeah, I mean he's to me he's one of the best announcers in the business right now. Maybe the best.
Then we saw the confrontation over the week with Ronda Rousey, her 4 horsewomen versus the WWE's 4 horsewomen. Survivor Series, I feel this is going to happen. Ronda Rousey, her crew, Charlotte and her crew. I feel this will happen. It will bring a lot of eyes to the network, non-WWE fans, kind of like Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather did.
Yeah.
Then also, Florida NXT shows will be postponed due to Hurricane Irma. No surprise there.
No.
If you're in Florida, get out.
Yeah.
Because you have Irma and Jose going to hit you, and both of them are 150 mile an hour plus winds. So get out.
Yeah, reach out.
Get the F out.
Reach out to someone and get out.
But other than that, I do have a question here I want to pose later in the show for one of our fantasy segments because we're going to bring that back for this show.
I like it.
I think it's going to be fun. Then we also have Chris Jericho weighed in on the Sexy Star incident, which if you have not seen the Sexy Star incident, you're living underneath a rock at this point. Triple Mania. If Sexy Star gets any work right now, beware.
Yeah.
Especially
you have to be desperate, and you have to be desperate for tickets.
Well, she's playing the victim now. Did you hear her release statement?
No.
She's playing the victim. This is all due to bullying. She hurt Roseberry's elbow because she was being bullied.
More bullying.
Right. And it's Sexy Star. Isn't she not one of the best lucha
ladies?
Lucha ladies, however you want to say it. I mean, she was the very first women's Lucha Underground champion. Heavyweight champion. She beat Johnny Mundo for the title. She's done steel cage matches, everything else. So, we're getting ready to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. Some more verbal homicide on Monday Night Raw. But overall, I believe it was a decent show coming out of Monday Night Raw.
It didn't make me want to jump off a building.
That's a plus.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, there's lots of weeks where you really check yourself of why am I a professional wrestling fan?
And did we possibly see a Superstar's last show on Monday night?
If so, it's deserved.
So with that, we're going to go to break. When we come back, Monday Night Raw, like I said, you're listening to Hill and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street, the home for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine, and $5 appetizers. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily specials. Nasty's. Great food, family fun, with a cool name.
Listen to ScoreOnAir.com for your chance to win. Every Friday, we will be giving away a prize pack, and here's how you can qualify. Send us a message with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth to our Facebook or Twitter accounts. Just search Your Score on Air, or you can call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to win. It's that easy. A new winner will be selected every Friday at 7 p.m. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
Does your son or daughter struggle with nerves when it comes to competing in sports? If so, it's important to know that this is perfectly normal. In fact, professional athletes struggle with the very same anxieties that your son or daughter does while competing. Nerves are a result largely because of cognitive appraisals, and what that means is how we perceive things often dictates how our bodies will respond. You might want to think of this as fight or flight. In fact, when I work with athletes, I ask them, do they view pressure situations as challenges or do they see them as threats? If they view them as challenges, they often gain confidence, sharpen their focus, and become even more motivated to succeed. But if they see the situation as threatening, that's when anxiety creeps in and usually compounds matters. So it's important that you look at skills that can help, including deep breathing, using imagery, and reminding your child of the importance of positive self-talk.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit BeOnAir.com. That's BeOnAir.com.
You like talking Buckeyes?
Yes! Oh my God!
So do we. Just not all the time.
Your home for the largest variety of sports talk. This is the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, the score. Football is back, and the Score has you covered. Are you ready for football? The new generation of Sports Talk Radio breaks down every game. Are you ready for some football? Only on ScoreOnAir.com, the score.
Columbus Clippers Live, talking about the Columbus Clippers, who have had a very rough week. G-Rob, you had more on that, I believe.
Yes, Monday night they did win up in Rochester 4-1. Fireballer Louis Head came in relief in we were talking about this, I think the 8th inning, 7th inning, 8th inning, doesn't matter. Yeah, he picked up the win. Cole Souser came in, picked up the save. Veteran Chris Nervison, the lefty, got the start in this one. Yandy and Daniel Robinson each recorded a hit. Nelly drove in 2 on a single. Pretty uneventful. Tuesday, a 2-6 loss up at Frontier Field in Rochester. Jarrett Grube got touched up in this one. Eric Gonzalez made.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we went into break, we were talking about news, but now we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We did get a little verbal homicide, which we'll get into later, but let's just start it out how Raw started. Jason Jordan, John Cena. Did we see another burial of a young talent? Well, Jason Jordan's been buried for a while, but
I think it shows yet again just how talented Jason Jordan is.
Me and you will fight for words on that. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Well,
you don't think Jordan's?
You don't think in the ring he's talented
compared to Chad Gable? No.
Oh no, I'm not comparing him to Gable. But I think that's why that tag team was so good, is because they both are on a different level. Now Chad Gable, I take over Jason Jordan, but I think athleticism wise, you saw why Jason Jordan is kind of put in this spot.
I will say this: as good as Cena is, he was huffing and puffing after that match.
That's true. Yeah. I'll give it that.
He was out of breath, and he went out of breath when he faced AJ Styles for the title. He went out of breath.
But this is my thing. I think with Jason Jordan, they have to turn him heel.
They messed up so bad.
I mean, just have him to where he goes and gets in Kurt Angle's face, say, "Look, you're setting me up to fail."
I buy that. Turn. I buy that more than I buy him right now.
I still think they should have went with the Corey Graves storyline better.
Yeah.
What they'll probably do is they'll probably run it where he starts facing top name, lose. Then he's like, you know what? Forget it. Then he's going to come out.
I want the big talent, Kurt himself. I want to fight Daddy. Could be a way of passing the torch.
Could be.
Even though I still, that's a different. After the match,
I think Kurt's got one more in him, but it's going to be H.
I think it is too, but I think it's going to be set up that Jason Jordan gets taken out by Hunter. Something happens to where Triple H sends somebody after Jason Jordan, like Sanity or Authors of Pain, or somebody's going to take out Jason Jordan.
I think Kurt has more than just one in him. I think he's got multiple in him. We saw him right before he signed to WWE.
With Alberto?
Yeah, like we saw his talent still. And it's not the same kind of situation as a Sting that comes in.
And he is clean and sober.
Yeah.
Then we got more verbal homicide. With John Cena, I don't like the man, but the guy's killer on a microphone. I can't even deny it.
When he takes it serious, yes. My problem is when he's doing this with like the Miz. And side note, him actually giving Miz credit this week, loved it. But when he like goes toe to toe with Miz in promos, he'll do that kind of thing where he's making fun of him. He's not taking it serious and all, and it really ruins the whole dynamic of the promo battle. But this time he's actually taking it serious, and I love it.
Thoughts?
Absolutely the best mic. I believe there are two undeniable mic guys in the WWE right now, and you're not going to believe who I'm going to say.
The Miz and John Cena.
John Cena and Enzo Amore. Because if you look at, honestly, Enzo's talent level.
On a microphone?
But on a microphone, he's phenomenally good. He cheated. Totally cheated in that Fatal 5-Way, right? the crowd still chanted for Enzo because of his mic presence, not because of his ring presence.
That's true. But come on.
They love him.
The Miz.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't argue. The Miz is absolutely the absolute best bad guy in history.
In history.
Which I
mean,
will,
seriously, you look back over the time, who has literally stayed bad the entire length of their career?
Rick Rude.
But did they love him as much as they love the Miz? They love to hate him.
I think Rick Rude, yeah. They love to
Really?
hate him.
In
Yeah.
the 80s, I think so.
The only time Rick Rude was considered as a babyface was when he was with DX. But but DX was billed as a heel stable at that point, going against the anti-Americans, Owen Hart and them. So then we got this matchup, which is one of the guys that I think is underrated. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Heath Slater and Rhino. I think Heath Slater is very underrated. Based on the work he's done in the tag team division, the NXT spot, the Nexus area, I think he is very underrated.
I think the problem is his.
And he's got kids.
He's got kids.
Yeah, that's right. We can't forget his kids.
He's got kids, y'all.
I need a
7, 8 of
contract.
them.
I think his problem is his actual look, because I think he has talent. I think in-ring talent as well as on the mic. I think he has good promo skills as well. It's just you look at him and for some reason it just doesn't go together.
He doesn't have it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to get Mr. Hughes on the phone. He's going to tell you off about that because he trained Heath Slater.
I'm not saying anything bad about Heath Slater. I'm saying everything is good about Heath Slater except his actual face.
Then we get into the Intercontinental title. Jeff Hardy versus The Miz. I enjoyed this match, start to finish. But I'm a Miz guy. I
Yeah.
really am.
Me too.
Think he doesn't, like he said last week, he doesn't get the credit due to him.
No, he doesn't.
He's the most underrated person in the whole company.
And he straight brung it against Jeff Hardy.
And everybody says Maurice helped him. What did Maurice do this
She
match?
tapped him on the hand.
Just
She
a little
tapped him-
tap.
Babe, move.
Right.
Yeah.
That, to me,
That's
that's
not wrong.
That's not wrong. Miss
No.
Elizabeth used to do it.
All the time. Well, she get up there and stand like, look at me.
Right.
Why? I don't know why we looked at
Like
her.
just
but
because
everybody looked at her.
just because
But
she
was
didn't
gorgeous.
just because she
Well-
didn't hand him like a steel chair, everyone thinks that it's wrong.
She is not what I would have went after. I'd be like, whatever.
But back in the 80s, she was the cream of the crop when it came other than Scary Sherry. And Scary Sherry was just crazy.
Well, yeah, you have a point.
Then we get the look back at the Alexa Bliss. Cole confirms Sasha Banks will, of course, get her rematch. But then it goes a little bit further. Nia Jax wants her title shot. Hashtag give Emma a chance, and a match is set up. If Emma and Nia Jax can coexist for one match, they will be added to this match. So we're not even going to wait to get to it. Nia Jax and them won, so now this is a fatal four-way.
Yeah.
And now's the time you put the title on Nia Jax. Now is the time to put it on her. And Bayley should be about coming back here soon.
Do you think Nia Jax can do it?
Yeah, I think she can.
Okay.
I think she can do it better than what Roman Reigns did. Because she is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
She is that awesome Kong of this era, the China. And I believe that's how they need to build her up.
Every single time I see her, I'm thinking she's got to be the Vader of the women's division.
Yeah. Then we got Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, Noam Dar versus Enzo, Cedric, Grand Metalik, which the babyfaces go over in this one. I'm not a cruiserweight guy. I never have been.
I was a cruiserweight guy with WCW in the
Yes,
90s.
but look
this
who
is
they
not
had.
this is not the cruiserweights that I know.
Look at who they had back in the 90s. They had
I agree.
Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Psychosis. Nothing compared to this crap they have now.
This isn't cruiserweights. This is the new X division talented kind of mold that people do now. And it's not cruiserweights to me.
No. It's light heavyweight.
Yeah.
See, that's what it should be. And I thought they should have moved. Well, they brought Enzo in, which honestly I can't argue that because Enzo needs somewhere to go.
Right. They take when Cass comes back, they're not worried about Enzo and Cass anymore.
But I so think that Kofi Kingston should be in it.
And Xavier.
Well, at least Kofi. I'd like to see him bring back Rey Mysterio and put him in it.
There's a couple guys I'd like to see, like Evan Bourne.
Mm-hmm.
Or Matt Zydell, whichever name you want to go with, which he had a huge match on Impact. We're going to talk later in the show. for once, I am raving about Impact Wrestling, and I actually enjoyed it last night, minus a couple segments. Then we get into the Nia Jax, Emma, which we already discussed. Then we get Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, which, of course, Rollins and them win. If I'm Anderson and Gallows, I'm upset that I left New Japan.
Oh, absolutely. You were upset months ago if you were them.
I mean, you're considered the best tag team in the world, and WWE basically, you lost to Enzo and Cass.
This is exactly what people feared was going to happen, because WWE does this time after time after time.
Even though I do like the whole nerds thing.
Yeah.
I kind of do like that, but I feel they're wasting them. They really are. The Revival, they just had bad luck.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
The Revival, I believe, is the second coming of Arn and Ole.
Yeah.
Or Arn and Tully.
I was thinking that too, but I don't. Sometimes their justification for what they do is ridiculous.
Hey, no flips, just fist. Best catchphrase in WWE right now. Then we got the main event. Steel cage match. Braun Strowman, Big Show. Braun Strowman's first ever steel cage match. This was what we thought it was going to be. These two behemoths just tore each other up. And Braun Strowman picked up the win at the end. Power slams Big Show right through the cage wall. And that was what we were going before we were going into break. Did we see Big Show's last match? I find it kind of weird that they do it on a Raw. That feels like a WrestleMania kind of thing. But if we did, Big Show, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
If he is retired, he goes in this year.
Yeah.
Put him and Undertaker as your two headliners. Couldn't get any better than that, I don't think. Maybe, I don't know.
I think this was a long time coming, too. I think this could have been done a couple years ago, even.
And the bad part is, Big Show's in the best physical shape in his whole career now. And you're walking away. Why not have Big Show manage? Be a manager.
He's got good mic skills.
Like an Aleister Black. Or one of them NXT guys that really, what's the tag team, Heavy Machinery?
Mm-hmm. Or put him with Baron, even.
Baron needs more help than the Big Show at this point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He needs all the help he can get.
Baron needs a lot of help. But we're getting ready to go to break. When we come back, we're going to dive into SmackDown. Some great stuff happened in SmackDown. And we're going to get some great stuff next week in SmackDown due to this.
Oh, yes. I'm most excited to talk about SmackDown.
So stay tuned to that. You're listening to Hill and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air Network.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts.
Fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
Oh, wait.
IO.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score.
NWA Midwest Championship Wrestling is looking for interns. Have you heard of Ric Flair? Well, this is the company that brought you Ric Flair before he went to the WWE, and we're looking for interns to work behind the scenes hand in hand with production, with audio, with video, and with podcasts and radio. Contact Damon Dury, the big dog, at 740-971-3968.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
The new generation of sports talk radio. Here's your ScoreOnAir.com Score Center update.
This is G-Rob at the Score on Air Studios with your Score Center update. The Clippers lost a tough one Tuesday night at Huntington Park against division rival the Toledo Mud Hens. Highlights in this one was Adam Moore going 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 runs driven in. Richie Schaefer tied for second in the home run race, belted his 30th to left field that would put the Clippers up in the bottom of the 7th.
He's trying to match that here. He swings, hits one deep to left center. Is it number 30? Yes, it is. And Schaefer does it for the second time in his last 3 seasons.
Toledo would score 2 more in the 8th and held on to a 7-6 lead. Weather in New York on Tuesday night forced the Tribe and Yankees to postpone their game to a doubleheader on Wednesday. Trevor Bauer goes for the Tribe looking for his 14th win of the season, and much-traveled lefty Ryan Merritt, called up from Columbus, gets the nod in Game 2. In Washington, Giancarlo Stanton belted his 51st home run of the year.
Breaking ball, Stanton drives it left field. That is 51. Way over the Marlins bullpen.
The Nationals scored 3 in the 7th to wrap up an 8-3 victory over the wild-card hopeful Miami Marlins. For all news, scores, and updates, keep it locked right here, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
You're listening to the home of heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping sports.
Broadcasting from Ohio Media School in the greatest city in the state.
In the greatest state in the country.
In the greatest country in the world.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com.
I gotta find that information out, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to get into SmackDown. I actually enjoyed SmackDown once again better than Raw.
You do enjoy a good SmackDown, man. I've noticed that.
I
over the
enjoy a
years.
good slobber knocker, which that's a different. So let's just get into. We find out, of course, the main event is Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura once again. I think SmackDown's pulling a card from WCW, giving away a match that's a pay-per-view match.
Mm-hmm.
Nakamura Randy Orton's a pay-per-view match, and you're giving it away for free to people, to some people that I don't feel really appreciate what kind of match this is. Other than take the number one contender out of it, you're looking at a third-generation superstar, Randy Orton. Nakamura, one of the best Japanese wrestlers of all time. I mean, can anybody debate that anyone's better than Nakamura other than Okada right now? Or Naito?
I think that's the only ones.
Shinsuke Nakamura is the Japanese John Cena.
Yeah.
That's how I've always looked
Pretty
at
much.
it. So we're going to get in. We had Carmella, which I'm not even worried about that. Let's just get to Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, best segment of the night.
Oh, yes.
I don't care what anybody says. Kevin Owens is showing you how great of a heel he really is. Now we're not seeing Kevin Owens. I think we're seeing Kevin Steen.
Yeah. Well, we're just scratching the surface.
We're starting to see that Ring of Honor, PWG, CZW, Kevin Steen that everybody's fallen in love with. The brutality, just the brutal honesty, which everybody knows Shane McMahon was in a helicopter accident. Well, Kevin Owens basically told him, your family would have been better off if you were killed, which led to Shane assaulting an employee, which you can't do even in the wrestling business. So, but this brings me to my question. You guys haven't been here yet for this. Are we seeing too much of Shane?
Yes.
Because remember, when SmackDown split, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon said this is going to be about the wrestling and not about us. We see both of them quite frequently on a weekly basis at this point.
I don't know if it's too much, but I actually enjoy seeing Shane.
I mean,
I like him much better than Vince.
I did like the fact that he
I
brought
can't
up.
stand Stephanie.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
No, I'm in the wrestling part. Thank you.
But this is the big thing that came out of it. I like the fact that he wasn't afraid to bring up Vince and all this. Did you jump off the steel cage to impress your daddy? Just them little nuances that Owens is using is what's making him a heel. Then after that hot segment, because Owens says he's pressing charges on Shane, he's suing the WWE, which we got the news that Vince will be there Tuesday to address this situation. It's always fun to see Vince McMahon on TV, to see that power walk. At least I love the power walk that Vince does.
The idea of him excites you.
It's
A
kind of
little
like
scary, actually.
It's kind of
but-
like when you're watching old school WCW and J.J. Dillon would come out, or a Cornette. You
Mhm.
got excited over something like that because it didn't happen much, or when Paul Heyman did something back in the old ECW
Yeah.
days. Then we get Carmella versus Natty. James Ellsworth, he almost messed up. He almost cashed in that briefcase and cost Carmella the briefcase, but Natalya did pick up the win. Then we got the verbal assault of Carmella telling basically Ellsworth he's not even a man.
I agree.
I mean, I thought men at least have chins.
Yeah, he has something. I don't know if it constitutes a chin.
I think he's a turtle. Like Dana Carvey on Master of Disguise. Then Dolph
Are you
Ziggler.
turtle enough for the Turtle Club?
Right. I think Ellsworth is the president and the founder. Then we get into Dolph Ziggler. This was funny to see him do the John Cena gimmick. Come on, Naomi, feel the glow. I actually cracked up when I saw him out there. I was like, if this man starts twerking, I'm done for the night. I was expecting him to come out and do the whole Naomi entrance.
It was entertaining at least,
But I feel,
bizarre.
But I feel like with Ziggler, no more gimmicks for him. He is very talented. He does have a tendency of overselling, which that's no secret. Anybody that watches wrestling knows Dolph does oversell.
So did The Rock.
Yeah, but The Rock did it the right way. When he took that stunner, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I feel with Dolph, they need to put him with a woman because I think we got the best Dolph, him and Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero
Yeah.
brought the best out of Edge. I'm not saying bring Vicky Guerrero back, but there has to be somebody. Like, why not have him and Lana together? Why not fully go on with it? Not a story angle
Yeah.
that she's mad at Rusev. Like a full-on Dolph Ziggler is now with Lana. And I think it would do good, but no. Dolph Ziggler, I think your career might be done at this point.
I think it is.
I think he needs to maybe, if he wants to be a comedian, do it. I could see that a little bit more. Maybe some Amy Schumer rubbed off on him. And I'm leaving that clean, which is more than I can say about her. Then we got Aiden English, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn does not get the credit he's deserving.
What is going on?
Sami Zayn, I feel, is the new Daniel Bryan. He will win the championship WrestleMania moment style. When no one expects him to win it, that's when he'll do it. Kind of like at WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 20 with the person that should be not be named, which I'm going to name anyway, Chris Benoit. Did anybody really expect Benoit to walk out of WrestleMania 20 as champion?
I did.
But most casual fans wouldn't have seen it coming.
No, not with that pairing.
Then there's us. Like I said, there's-
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Then Daniel Bryan, no one expected him to beat Triple H, then go on and beat Orton and Batista in the same night, which I kind of had that feeling with Connor sitting ringside. It kind of made sense, knowing what the relationship with him and Connor was, which I ain't even mad out. Then we get Shane McMahon again. He is suspended, which they announced. Daniel Bryan got a phone call from from Vince McMahon, which we knew it was Vince when the phone rang.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just the stern hurt.
I have to take this. Go away.
Right. Why not do it speakerphone? I would want to hear that speakerphone. But it was probably Stephanie or Hunter. We both all know it probably wasn't Vince himself.
There may have not even been anyone on the other end.
It might have been just Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
Then Ty Dillinger, Baron Corbin. They're going to ruin or Ty Dillinger before he really gets off the ground. Ty Dillinger is that Dolph Ziggler Miz-esque character. That if you push him the right way, he's going to be something, or you're going to drop the ball on him. And I hope they don't drop the ball on him.
It's very hit or miss with him.
I mean, come on, he's Stan. He got Sweet Chin music by Shawn Michaels back in, like, early 2000.
Yep.
I mean, come on. Then we get Nakamura, Randy Orton, #1 contender now. Nakamura, well-deserved. I believe they're going to put the title on Nakamura between now and WrestleMania for him and AJ at WrestleMania to relive Wrestle Kingdom 10 at WrestleMania. What place better than at New Orleans?
I just don't see the WWE giving the fans that dream match, though.
They've given us some other dream matches we didn't expect.
The only one I'll say about that is I think they want to put a title on Nakamura soon because of his age.
Mm-hmm.
Because he should have been here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they wait too long on
Well,
some of these
it's kind of like
trigger.
it's kind of like with AJ. I believe they waited too long with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're still going to get a good 5-10 years out of him, but I believe some of his best work was in Ring of Honor, New Japan, and even TNA back when Kazarian and Daniels, he fathered a child. That was one of the best angles I had seen from Impact. Then we ended the show with Owens is backstage. Daniel Bryan says Shane has been suspended. They can move on. Owens says he is just getting tarted. And next week, he will make SmackDown his personal playground and Daniel Bryan's personal nightmare. So do we get Daniel Bryan's return in the ring soon?
It's a possibility.
Yeah,
I don't see
think
it.
Bryan's coming back.
Yeah.
He said he's going to.
Yeah.
His wife has even said he will be in the ring, even if it's not for WWE.
Oh, I believe he will be in the ring again. I don't believe he'll be in a WWE
I think Ring of
ring.
Honor. I think Ring of Honor will give him what he wants, and we'll get an opportunity to see a Marty Scurll versus Daniel Bryan.
There's no better place for him to retire than Ring of Honor.
That's true. Nakamura is celebrating his Hell in the Cell title shot. Do they put that match in the cell with Nakamura and Jinder?
I say no.
You say no?
I'd like to see it. I think they could.
I think we're going to get Owens and Shane in Hell in the Cell.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Shane's going to take another big bump.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a pop-up powerbomb off the top of the cell. That would be kind of gnarly.
That would be...
but dangerous. But we're getting ready to go to break. When we come back, we're going to have our phone call, Joe Bruiser, on the phone. Then we're going to get into... we're not going to do news at the top. We're going to talk some Kenny Omega because we got some breaking news. But we're still going to talk NXT 205 Live and Impact because it's still professional wrestling, and NXT is sometimes a better show than even Raw. So stay tuned to that. You're listening to Hill and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air Network.
What's good, Big Game James?
How you feeling, D.O. Jr.?
My guy, I'm super excited. High school sports is starting back, man.
Man, I'm even more excited because we got this new show starting. Tell the people what we doing, D.O. Jr.
Man, we starting the Central Ohio High School Showcase, the COHSS.
That's right. We're covering football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and track and field. If it's in season, we own it.
Hey, you know we do this for the kids, man. You can listen live by going to ScoreOnAir.com via the TuneIn app or watch us streaming live by going to the Score On Air YouTube channel,
the COHSS, giving you nothing less, showcasing Central Ohio's best.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio in Columbus.
Online sports radio, WSOA ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
The Score wants to make you, you, a winner. Each week, ScoreOnAir.com is giving away a prize pack that'll knock your socks off.
Ouch, hey, that hurt.
How? First of all, like us on Facebook. And every Monday, we will pin up a post to the top of our feed, updating you on what the week's prize and contest details are. Now here, take your socks back. A winner will be selected every week at 7 p.m. Friday on our combat sports show, Tyson's Punch-Out. So give us a call or text to get qualified. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. Here's how to qualify. Message us on Facebook at Your Score on Air or Twitter, also at Your Score on Air with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth. Or you could just simply call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to qualify to win T-shirts, sporting memorabilia, and more. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan looking to expand your sports memorabilia collection? Well, First and Goal has you covered better than the Ohio State Secondary. First and Goal is your #1 place to find all the sports collectibles of your dreams. We are located at Polaris Fashion Place in Columbus and the mall at Fairfield Commons of Beaver Creek. Stop on in and you'll find autographed jerseys, helmets, photographs, and much more that will make you the envy of the neighborhood. Feel free to give us a call at 614-896-1016 for our store at Polaris, or call us at 937-427-4737 in Beaver Creek. For all your sports collectibles and more, it's First and Goal.
Hey guys, Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Get the training you need to get a job you will love. The Ohio Media School has classes in radio, television, sports broadcasting, and film and video production. Visit BeOnAir.com today to get started. That's BeOnAir.com.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
When we think of athletes like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, or Tom Brady, often the first word that comes to mind is clutch. These are the types of athletes who seem to perform their best when the pressure is on. Did you know that clutch athletes aren't necessarily born that way? But what separates them from the competition is that clutch players are not afraid to fail. That's the biggest difference. In fact, they want the ball when the game is on the line. You know, in order to really solidify this point, you might want to go back to an old Michael Jordan commercial where he talked about not how many shots he made when the game was on the line, but how many times he missed. So it's important that we note, in order to perform our best in clutch situations, we have to want the ball in those situations, and we cannot be afraid to fail. Otherwise, we will fail in clutch situations.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
This is Reflog18, and you are listening to Score on Air.
Or you're listening to Columbus Clippers Live. Screwy Louie, G-Rob, and Wolfman all in here with you on this beautiful Saturday morning in Columbus, Ohio. We have struggled a bit in the show, guys. We have gone off the rails quite a bit.
It's not our best work.
I disagree.
We may have gone off the rails a little bit, and we may have tumbled down the mountain, but we're up on our feet, and we're working our way back to the top. We're getting to the pinnacle.
We can do it.
We will finish this show strong. Halfway through here, still in the first hour.
Yeah, we can only go up from here. Like this is rock bottom. Like, yeah.
So we got through the rails.
Oh no, we've seen rock bottom come into the studio before.
Oh yes.
This is not rock bottom.
No. That's a good point. As off the rails as this show has been, there's been some doozies on Wednesdays from 2 to 4.
You're right. It really has.
It's a lot different. I'm here to moderate it, isn't it?
It is.
You know, sometimes you got to slap us around, and you're more than willing to do that.
I'm willing. I'm the young guy, but I'm the mature one.
Well, someone has to be.
Shots fired.
It's definitely not going to be me.
Mature is very loosely interpreted among the three of us.
It is very, yes. We all have different levels of maturity. We all have different translations of it. But, that's why this show works. This show works because of the maturity and the lack of it.
Oh, yes.
And it also works because of the baseball knowledge. All right, well, enough of that BSing around. You can call us at 614-641-0674. Again, that is 614-641-0674.
Welcome back, everybody. While we're waiting on our phone call with Mr. Bruiser, not Bruiser Schmidt, Joe Bruiser. I wish we could get Bruiser Schmidt, the first NWA Midwest signee and the last guy there. I would love to have Bruiser Schmidt on the show, even though he is a little, how would we say, brass.
Well, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah, we'll go with that.
So let's get into NXT. We had Andre Almas versus Cesar. I don't even know how to say that name. Baloney.
Again, that's a nice word for it.
I mean, it was what it was. Everybody's watching NXT for what reason at this point? Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Everybody wants just a glimpse of Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Adam Cole's very talented.
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying that's not why I watch it.
I watch for Johnny Gargano right now.
I watch it
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black is very talented, but I hope they don't move him too quick. That's my fear. Like, Triple H is so high on this kid that he's going to call him up too quick, like Nia Jax, Apollo Crews, or Baron Corbin. And he's going to get lost in the shuffle.
Sonya Deville. I would love to see them bring her up soon and let her go. I mean...
Well, same with Nikki Cross. I'd like to see them bring her up and just let her go. Like, not just her, bring up all of Sanity. I feel like...
See, they're going... I'll bet when they do, they bring Sandy in as one. They won't split them like...
There's no factions anymore in the WWE. What's the biggest faction? The New Day?
Which is a joke.
The New Day is not a faction to me. That's a trio. A faction to me is always 4 or more.
The Horsemen, DX, Evolution.
Yes. The Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
With NWO, red, black, white, yellow, green, purple, however they want to
whatever
bring
color
it
you
up.
want to bring in, we have a color for it.
I'm personally terrified of what they will do with Sanity.
But Eric Young is one of the most underrated performers in the business.
I agree. And I think Sanity right now has been done so perfect.
Their music is banging. Like, if you listen to it with a great stereo system, yeah, you can break some windows. And Eric Young is just one of those guys. I remember when Eric Young, the pyros would go off on TNA and he'd jump.
Yeah.
The best moment Eric Young had is when he got married in his skivvies to ODB. And a lot of people don't even remember that segment. They even made the preacher get undressed for it. Then Lars Sullivan picked up the win, which I believe this was a handicap match versus Max Stardom, Joe Black, and Jax. Nothing huge. Then we are getting in to your girl.
I know. That's why I said it.
So say what you want to say about her.
I can't say those things on air, man.
Well, not do it.
Oh, you meant those. Sorry.
Her performance-wise.
Again, I can't say those things on air, man.
Well, you haven't seen that kind of performance yet. This ain't Paige. What did you think of her in-ring work?
Most unique approach I've ever seen, not only by a wrestler, but by a female wrestler.
I am not going to lie. I did not watch NXT.
You're fired.
I completely blanked out.
We agree. He's fired.
What was
one of us has to take over now?
What was Wednesday? I'm trying to
Middle
think.
of the week.
I'm trying to think what I was doing that made me miss it.
On Hulu, you can watch the replays. It's right
I have
there.
the WWE Network too.
Well, I'm just saying, just let you know. Don't be feeding me that. I couldn't find time. You can.
I can always find time. So Jeff, I'm gonna let you take the lead on the no DQ grudge match between Hideo Itami and Chris Hero, Cassius Ohno, Big Red, however you want to word them.
I thought it was done very well, and I'll be the first to admit I am not necessarily been a fan of Itami as of late, but I thought they did a fantastic job. I mean, talk about something that's on free TV that could have been at a pay-per-view. I mean, this is one of the top 2 or 3 matches you would have seen at a takeover. So I thought they did a fantastic job. I'm personally a huge fan of Chris Hero. he's always Chris Hero to me. So yeah, I thought it was.
He might have been Chris Hero about 50 pounds ago.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's not like he's not like a Bray Wyatt big guy. He's kind of that awkward fat big guy.
Well, I guess you could
I'm
say
fat,
Bray
so
Wyatt,
I can say that.
Bray
Well,
Wyatt
I'm
when
fat
he was
too, but what's awkwardly fat?
It's like,
please clarify this definition, because If any hate mail, send to Jeff Wolf on Facebook.
So here's how I see it. Like someone like Bray Wyatt, where their body mold looks just like that big body mold is normal. For Hero, it's kind of like lumpy around the edges, weirdly. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, you're right, but not Bray Wyatt, but Husky Harris.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that look.
Yeah, because Bray Wyatt's not fat really anymore.
But Husky was
That's true.
kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know, like-
I mean, come on. Do you think fat Bray Wyatt would have got JoJo?
No.
Exactly.
Maybe it's
Then-
about the personality.
We got to the final segment of the night, the farewell to Asuka.
Yep.
She broke her collarbone, I believe, very early in the match with Ember Moon, and finished the match, one of the best women matches we've seen on TakeOver, minus the Iron Woman match, stuff like that. But Asuka's gone from NXT. She's coming.
Where's she going to, where? Raw or SmackDown? What's your take?
Or both.
I say Raw. I feel that they've already got their Japanese wrestler on SmackDown with Nakamura. I put her on Raw and have her be a Paul Heyman girl. Because she can't really cut a promo that well.
No, she can't.
So give her Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman makes her the first ever Paul Heyman girl.
That'd
He's
be
going to need
fantastic.
something to do when Brock leaves for a little bit.
We so need to be in business together, man. I'm telling you.
Excuse me, sir.
So what do you think? Raw or SmackDown?
I could see her starting on both, where they're both kind of putting in a bid for her, and she's getting to feel out both brands.
Because there is a superstar shakeup coming. We don't know when it's coming, but she did work house shows for SmackDown while Naomi hurt her knee before Mania.
That's true.
But her attitude would feel more Raw-ish.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Just like you kick her in the face, she gives you that kind of sexy, seductive look like, oh no, you didn't.
No, I have to kill you. Yeah.
Right. And
I kill you.
The Asuka lock, you could try to turn her heel, but I'm sorry. She's not going to be a heel. They tried it in NXT.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with all these other people they try to bring in as heels. AJ, they tried to bring in as a heel. Didn't work.
Well, you can't be a heel if you can't really speak. You need to be able to have that dynamic of speaking as a heel. And, I mean, her English is not great. We know that. Now, if you give her someone that could be a heel for her.
Like Paul Heyman.
But it is better than Nakamura's.
That's very true.
Which is just sad that he's been around this long, and it's, wow.
Nakamura's was decent on SmackDown. I'll give him that.
I think Nakamura's problem is the mouthpiece. Even during a promo, he's got it in. Come on, drop him. I mean, is he afraid to show the teeth? What? Does he got a couple busted ones? What's going on? I mean, he has been in the business 20-plus years. So on that, when we come back, we are going to talk some news about Kenny Omega, some indie stuff. Me and Joker's going to talk about the last NWA Midwest show that went down last Saturday because we weren't here on Monday, so we didn't get to do the breakdown. Then we also have coming up in the second hour Johnny Knockout and Change, talking about the huge show out in West Harrison, Indiana this weekend. So stay tuned to that. You're listening to Heel and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts.
Fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
Oh, wait.
I.O.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score.
School.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
The new generation of sports talk radio. Here's your ScoreOnAir.com Score Center update.
I'm Jake Sofranco. Last night, the Cleveland Indians broke a team record for consecutive wins with their 15th in a row. Corey Kluber struck out 13 on his way to his 15th win of the season, and Edwin Encarnacion hit his 33rd bomb. Here's Tom Hamilton with the call, courtesy of WTAM.
Swung and blasted, deep left field, at the wall, leaping, Delmonico can't make the catch. This ball's out of here, into the White Sox bullpen, and he's done it again. Edwin Encarnacion with number 33.
The Oakland A's won 20 in a row in 2002. The all-time baseball record is 26 by the 1916 New York Giants. The Tribe will be looking for number 16 tonight when they return home to take on the Baltimore Orioles. First pitch from Progressive Field is 7:10 on Sports Time Ohio. Last night was opening night for the NFL as the defending champion New England Patriots received their rings and then received a butt-kicking courtesy of the Kansas City Chiefs. The final was 42-27 with rookie Toledo product Kareem Hunt recovering after he lost a fumble on his first NFL carry for a remarkable 148 yards on 17 carries and 98 yards on 5 catches to go along with his 3 touchdowns. The rest of the regular season starts Sunday. The Cleveland Browns will host the rival Steelers, and the Cincinnati Bengals do battle at home with the Baltimore Ravens. Both games are at 1 o'clock on CBS. Last night, the inaugural Ohio Media School Madden Tournament took place, and congratulations to champion Robert Morris, who took his beloved Steelers all the way to the title. Make sure to follow Next Level Education on Twitch for more great gaming content. And finally, the number 2 ranked Buckeyes will welcome the number 5 Oklahoma Sooners to the Horseshoe on Saturday. The Sooners are looking to repay the favor from last year as Ohio State went into Norman and trounced the Sooners 45-24. Kickoff is 7:30 on ABC. For all the latest scores, news, and highlights, keep it locked right here on the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
And the pitcher Pascual Perez threw at Alan Wiggins on the first pitch of the game, and then everything came up after that, the Padres threw at him. So it led me to asking the question, how many times should you be allowed to throw at a guy before just you stop or just either you're ejected or whatever?
Yeah, you get one chance, in my opinion. One
chance?
chance. If you miss him, you miss him. You just move on. That's kind of when you break off the curveball and try to get him, his knees buckled. So it is what it is. You get one chance. Going at him from 5 or 6 times is kind of, it's excessive.
G-Rob had that answer. Wolfman, you?
I would like to disagree with him, but I can't. And you throw one time, it's done. It's a one and done. I mean, 5 times? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. What's crazy?
It wouldn't get to that point, as far as I'm concerned.
Not in today's game.
No. Well, absolutely not in today's game. You get the warning.
First inning, there'd be a warning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is a very rare thing for all 3 of us to agree on something, but yeah, I'm with you guys 100%, absolutely.
Wow.
You get one chance, he drills your guy in the back, you drill him in the back, that's it. Move on. That should be it.
Yep, absolutely.
Never should get to the point where you have 5 bench clearing brawls, 13 ejections, and all of a sudden we've got fights going on in the stands.
That's great, though.
So
it's like that show.
I was thinking about it too.
I actually forget the show's name now.
I have no clue what you're talking
it's
about.
The
baseball announcer.
Yeah, that new.
Welcome back, everybody. I am getting our phone call on the line. It's a little early this time around, but can't complain, right, guys? And Aaron is here with us.
Hello, everybody.
After a crazy week and weekend.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do Aaron's news next segment, and that kind of fits in because we can talk some NWA as well, with it being their last show over the weekend. So we are getting our caller on the line, which is Johnny Knockout and Change. So everybody be prepared.
Oh, yeah.
We should be playing a Jeopardy theme.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Knockout. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. Actually, I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
We are great here. Glad to see that you're okay with what's going down in Florida, which I know you're in West Harrison right now.
Oh, I'm in Ohio right now.
Oh, really?
Please? Is this Please? Yeah, Please, Ohio. Yeah. I will be in Indiana on Saturday.
So
on the border 4.
So we're going to get in. So we're going to get into this real quick. I did see that you are celebrating the 1 year of you and Braun Strowman meeting.
Yeah, I sent them a card in the mail. I hope you got it.
So let's just get into this real quick. You and Change both. What's your thoughts about this matchup Saturday against Brandon Xavier, Steel Cage?
Huh. Well, Well, Clay, who wants to go first, man? I got this. Don't worry about it. What are my thoughts? Who? What's his name?
Brandon Xavier.
Brenda, I wear a shirt in the ring because I'm not a real man.
You said it, not me.
I'm not even sure. I did say it, and I'll say it again. Brenda, I wear a shirt in the ring because I'm not a real man. You want to know who a real man is? Sure, Knockout. That's who a real man is. I'm gonna fuck shit up on Saturday. I cannot wait to get my hands around that bald prick. That bald, standoffish prick. You know, this guy had the nerve to call me a standoffish prick. I'm the guy that comes into a locker room, shakes everybody's hands, gets to know everybody, asks them questions about their personal life. How you doing? You got kids? Oh, cool. What are their names? This guy has the nerve to call me a standoffish, egotistical prick. And then he sees how good I am in the ring, apparently. Not his words. Mine too. And he goes, oh, well, you know, I got a whole new respect for this guy. First of all, never asked for your respect. Never needed it, never cared. But when you want to go ahead and call me an egotistical prick and then all of a sudden backtrack, man, if you were backtracking any faster, you'd be falling over your own feet telling me, oh, well, I had the wrong idea about him. Oh, he was just an outsider in a locker room full of guys and gals that knew each other. I guess I should have got to know John a little bit better, because now I see how good he is in the ring and how his matches are improving and how over he is with the crowd, blah, 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 blah. Now he wants to be a buddy. Well, guess what? Too little, too late, too goddamn bad. And now I got this guy, this son of a bitch in a cage. And I'm going to show you what I do to people that want to disrespect me and that want to take me the wrong way and want to talk smack about me. Well, guess what? Now you got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I got you in a cage. And I'm going to show you why that you made a very, very poor decision in ever talking smack about me. And then I'm going to make you feel like you should have been an abortion, basically. I can't wait for Saturday. I'm foaming out the mouth right now. I think I need another beer. I want another beer. I don't need anything, really. I did want some change, and I'm bringing change with me. I'm going to be painting that canvas. I'm going to paint my face yellow, and I'm going to be painting that canvas red with the blood of my enemy. Is that enough? Was that a long answer for your question? Well, it's a good answer. That's it.
That was a perfect answer, actually. So after you dispose of Brandon Xavier, who do you got your sights on next at Battle on the Border?
Anybody and everybody. I was interested in that World Heavyweight Championship, that Battle on the Border title that Rob Conway so eloquently put me over in the ring at the end when it was his spotlight. I mean, see, that's a guy that I respect. that's a guy that I have some respect for. And I think that I would have a really good match with him, and it would be a knockout, drag-out match, and I think we'd have a nice wrestling classic full of fists of fury and kicks of pain. I think it would be a good match. I really want the title. I mean, I don't need it. You know, I'm over as it is. I really don't need titles to do that. But, yeah, I like gold. I love gold. I heard that movie so much. So, yeah, I guess that would be my next thing, because obviously I want to be at the top, right? So the title represents the top. I feel I already am, but like the title certainly would look good around my waist. So actually, I don't want to cover up my nice waist. I put it around my shoulder. It'd be knockout versus Conway. Make it happen, Booker man.
It could very well happen here very soon. We never know what's going on. So we're going to get ready to go to break. I know Battle on the Border Management is listening. Do you have any thoughts for them about tomorrow's show?
Yeah, I want to say I really appreciate the fact that I'm constantly at the Battle on the Border shows. So management, if you are listening, I'm sure you will at some point, I totally appreciate it. And tomorrow I'm going to show you why you made the best choice ever in having put the confidence in me to represent your brand and your company. You know, I don't take that lightly. I have a lot of pride in the decision that's made like that, and if they know that what they're paying for, they're going to get more than their money's worth, and I just want to say and show my appreciation and say thanks, because every time I come to Ohio, Indiana, and you know, that Battle on the Border, it's always a great time. The fans are awesome. The people are very passionate. You know, everything about it is awesome, and I really appreciate them giving me an opportunity to do what I love to do. And like I said, I'm going to go above and beyond the Call of Duty and show them why that they made the right decision. So I guess that's all I really have to say to management. Thanks, and I'll see you on the other side.
And that is, I will see you Saturday, Mr. Knockout.
I can't wait to see you again, James. Hand and shake your hand, because you're a good dude too, man. I appreciate you taking the time and putting me on a little bit earlier. I didn't want to come across as a diva, but I was free now. I'm going to go do some You Honk, We Drink. And if you don't know what that's about, you should contact me on the Facebook, or my buddy Jeremy Fireball Blevins on Facebook, or Jared, who's Jared. And you can go to Instagram, Rebel JKO, Facebook, The Real JKO, and check out the videos, because we're going to be putting them out. So I got to go drink, man, but I'll see you Saturday. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you for calling in. Later.
Thanks, man. Peace.
And that was Johnny Knockout. He's especially rowdy tonight.
It sounds like he could use a drink. It might settle his nerves a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, Brandon Xavier sounds like, you know, he's got his work cut out for him tomorrow. Steel Cage, Johnny Knockout. He, you know, sounds like he's more than ready for the challenge. So we'll see how it goes down. And, you know, it might not be a one-and-done situation with Brandon Xavier. You know, he might not have the luxury of quickly moving on to the goal of taking that championship from Rob Conway, as he speculated. So, you know, that's why they have the matches, I guess.
Before we go into break and do news with Aaron, is anybody afraid that we're going to get a phone call from Brandon Xavier before this show's over?
Well, as those of us here in the room know Brandon quite well, most likely I would say that, you know, he loves, other than listening to people talk about himself, he loves to be talking about himself. So, you know.
I have a feeling.
I can ask him real quick if you want.
Well, you weren't there in the studios in Marion before the event with him and Bruiser. I mean, they literally had to be pulled apart, you know, escorted to their cars. Jay almost needed some bail money, you know. Timmy Townsend would have been probably the one to foot the bill.
That's good media right there.
Yeah, it was
I
tremendous.
live for that.
So we're going to go to break, and when we come back, Aaron, you got news from the Indies?
I've got a lot of news about the ongoing situation with GFW. There's been a lot of that so-called rumor and innuendo out there, and I wanted to cover all of the topics that are being discussed. And we've got some updates on some new talent that are going to be coming into New Japan before the end of the year, and the card as it sets right now for Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view coming up in just a few short weeks on September the 22nd.
So, we'll be back after this short break. You're listening to Hill and Face, ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street, the home for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine, and $5 appetizers, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily specials. Nasty's. Great food, family fun, with a cool name.
Listen to ScoreOnAir.com for your chance to win. Every Friday, we will be giving away a prize pack, and here's how you can qualify. Send us a message with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth to our Facebook or Twitter accounts. Just search Your Score on Air, or you can call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to win. It's that easy. A new winner will be selected every Friday at 7 p.m. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
Does your son or daughter struggle with nerves when it comes to competing in sports? If so, it's important to know that this is perfectly normal. In fact, professional athletes struggle with the very same anxieties that your son or daughter does while competing. Nerves are a result largely because of cognitive appraisals, and what that means is how we perceive things often dictates how our bodies will respond. You might want to think of this as fight or flight. In fact, when I work with athletes, I ask them, do they view pressure situations as challenges or do they see them as threats? If they view them as challenges, they often gain confidence, sharpen their focus, and become even more motivated to succeed. But if they see the situation as threatening, that's when anxiety creeps in and usually compounds matters. So it's important that you look at skills that can help, including deep breathing, using imagery, and reminding your child of the importance of positive self-talk.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career, not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit BeOnAir.com. That's BeOnAir.com.
You like talking Buckeyes?
Yes! Oh my God!
So do we. Just not all the time.
We're home for the largest variety of sports talk. This is the new generation of sports talk radio. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Football is back.
And The Score has you covered. Are you ready for some football? The new generation of sports talk radio breaks down every game. Are you ready for some football? Only on ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Hurd.
The Truth.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Hurd.
The Truth.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Hurd.
The Truth.
The Heel and Face Show here at ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network. We hope all of you out there are enjoying the live streaming YouTube feed, ScoreOnAir.com's YouTube channel. Or if you're not at a computer, you might be in the middle of your commute, getting ready for the weekend. Download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score on Air, so you can take us with you wherever you go with your smartphone or your mobile device. And we want to thank Johnny Knockout once again for joining us here, and hopefully everybody that's in driving distance is going to be able to make it to the big show in West Harrison, Indiana tomorrow, Battle on the Border 3, to see Johnny Knockout face Brandon Xavier in the main event. But we are going to move on here with news from the rest of the world of pro wrestling. As I said in our brief little update last segment, we have a whole bunch of stuff to cover when it comes to GFW. But let's start out with news from Ring of Honor, who are set to return to pay-per-view on December the 22nd with Death Before Dishonor. And they have at least 6 matches set so far. Las Vegas Street Fight will see Jay White face Punishment Martinez in a feud that's been built up on ROH TV for several weeks. Last Man Standing match, Jay Lethal and Silas Young. Winner gets a 6-man tag team title shot, and it's the teams of Bully Ray and the Briscoe brothers taking on the Kingdom, Matt Taven, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny Marseglia. 6-man tag team titles will then be defended by champions Adam Page and the Young Bucks right after that match against the winners of Kingdom and Bully and the Briscoes. So no waiting around for them to get that shot, whoever should emerge victorious from that number one contenders match. And then 2 other big title matches. New Japan's current junior heavyweight champion and the reigning Ring of Honor TV champion Kushida will defend against Kenny King, who has been on quite a roll since the breakup of the Rebellion and the sort of new babyface run that Kenny King has been having. But the main event in a match that is, in some senses, over 25 years in the making, with it being Minoru Suzuki's first match in the United States in that span of time. He will challenge the Ring of Honor champion and Bullet Club impresario, Cody. So probably a couple of more matches to be added to that show in the next couple of weeks, but it's already stacking up to be fantastic. I cannot wait to see Kushida and Minoru Suzuki. That will be very cool. And speaking of New Japan guys like those two, a couple of talents that will soon be able to add that to their resume are Matt Riddle and Jeff Cobb, who will be added to the World Tag League in November, late November, early December. And that is very exciting because these 2 men have teamed up quite regularly on the independent scene and are a force to be reckoned with. So I'm quite certain that they will make a lot of waves and get a lot of new fans from their exposure in that World Tag League later this year. And also Sami Callihan, the former Jeremiah Crane, I guess he's still that on Lucha Underground, but Sami Callihan from right here in these parts, from Dayton, Ohio, he is scheduled to debut with New Japan before the end of the year, so it should be very interesting to see what role he has in that organization. And I mentioned Lucha Underground. I want to give a quick update with Season 3 rapidly concluding. They're on the verge of Ultima Lucha Trace here in the next few weeks. The update on season number 4 is that the El Rey Network wants a 4th season, but no one has stepped up to finance it. Season 1 was reportedly a heavy money loser, but they were able to convince the financial backers to support 2 more seasons with the goal of reaching 100 episodes, which was for the purposes of syndication and rerun distribution. So they have reached that plateau. That I believe that this next episode will be the 100th. But the content that is airing right now was taped over a year ago, and the way the contracts are set up, none of the wrestlers have been paid since that set of tapings. They're locked in until the show is either officially canceled or they have produced and aired a 4th season. And there's a lot of guys who would really like to start negotiating with WWE and GFW, being prevented from doing so by those pre-existing contracts with Lucha Underground. But moving on to the situation with Global Force, and we'll probably spend the rest of the segment talking about this. It was recently reported that, among other things, Jeff Jarrett will be taking an indefinite leave of absence to quote-unquote focus on personal matters. Subsequent details about that have revealed that it was Ed Nordholm who made that decision. However, Nordholm, his quote during his appearance on Wrestling Observer Radio just today was that he didn't want to get too much into the answer for that, primarily for Jeff's sake rather than the company, but he assured listeners that Jarrett would be back at some point, and he is actually quite anticipating Jarrett's return because he feels he's a very valuable component to the creative process. So there's been a lot of speculation about Jeff Jarrett having possible alcohol abuse issues. Obviously, that has no basis in fact as far as I've been able to ascertain, but, tell a friend, telegraph, tell a wrestler, I mean, it's gonna get around. But Jeff Jarrett no longer with or at least for the time being, not a part of GFW. Additional reports suggested that Anthem Entertainment was on the verge of selling the company due to, quote, hemorrhaging money in trying to overcome all of the losses and the debts that they incurred when they purchased the company, they being Anthem, purchased GFW. So that report came from Sports Illustrated, but it has been swiftly denounced by Ed Nordholm, CEO of Anthem, claiming that there was simply no basis for that, and the information that Mr. Nordholm is using to support that statement is that GFW is planning to launch next week a new over-the-top streaming service called the Global Wrestling Network. There will be a free tier and a paid tier. The paid tier will be $7.99 monthly, but it will launch with over 3,000 hours of TNA GFW content, and the goal is to incorporate content from their partners in promotions such as NOAH, AAA, and The Crash, and maybe even eventually having live shows from those organizations on this service. But the plan is to, according to Mr. Nordholm, offer at least 2 live events per month exclusive to that service. They do not have all of the details about if it will be available for Apple TV and Roku and such at launch, but it will definitely be on smartphones, mobile devices, and web-based, computer-based apps. And they are also investing significantly into not only the digital subscription model that they are launching, but the organization itself. There will be tapings following Bound for Glory, which is going to be live from Orlando on pay-per-view on November the 5th. And so, according to Anthem and Ed Nordholm, everything is going along as well as can be expected, considering all of the issues they've inherited and all of the challenges that they've had to face with overcoming the reputation of the TNA brand, such as it was. Listen to Mr. Nordholm talk about it for yourself on a special Wrestling Observer Radio. I believe that's subscriber-only content, however. But check out those guys over at WrestlingObserver.com, F4WOnline.com, because they break a lot of these stories that we end up talking about on here and everywhere else in the world of wrestling, and some people are a little hesitant to credit them for it. But far be it from me to try to take credit for the research of those fine men. And a couple of other notes here regarding GFW. Alberto El Patron is in talks to return to the company before the end of the year. It is being planned that his return will take place at Bound for Glory. At one point, the actual main event for Bound for Glory, or one of the big matches, was set to be Jeff Jarrett versus Alberto El Patron, and we've seen how things have gone since that plan was made. But keep your eye out for the return of Alberto. There will be no further references to the Sexy Star incident with Rosemary on GFW TV. I guess they showed some stuff last night on the show, as well as some footage of Jeff Jarrett backstage at that event. But as we said about Jarrett's situation, that'll probably be the last time you see him on TV going forward, at least this cycle of taping. So till they produce some new content after Bound for Glory. But the fallout of the Sexy Star situation seems to have been mitigated, and that everybody realizes that it was an anomaly and are trying to just make the best of it. But there you have the look at what is really going on with GFW. Not that it's any more clear than it was prior to all of these reports, but the TNA GFW doomsayers are going to have to set their clock back another couple of minutes, because there will be at least a Bound for Glory this year, which is usually in doubt by this time. But that's it for news from around the rest of the world of pro wrestling. So stick around for more of hour number 2, your source for pro wrestling news, analysis, and opinions, the Heel and Face Show, right here at ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts.
Fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
OH.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
The new generation of sports talk radio. Here's your ScoreOnAir.com Score Center update.
I'm Jake Safranco. Last night, the Cleveland Indians broke a team record for consecutive wins with their 15th in a row. Corey Kluber struck out 13 on his way to his 15th win of the season, and Edwin Encarnacion hit his 33rd bomb. Here's Tom Hamilton with the call, courtesy of WTAM.
Swung and blasted, deep left field, at the wall, leaping, Delmonico can't make the catch. This ball's out of here, into the White Sox bullpen, and he's done it again. Edwin Encarnacion with number 33.
The Oakland A's won 20 in a row in 2002. The all-time baseball record is 26 by the 1916 New York Giants. The Tribe will be looking for number 16 tonight when they return home to take on the Baltimore Orioles. First pitch from Progressive Field is 7:10 on Sports Time Ohio. Last night was opening night for the NFL as the defending champion New England Patriots received their rings and then received a butt-kicking courtesy of the Kansas City Chiefs. The final was 42-27 with rookie Toledo product Kareem Hunt recovering after he lost a fumble on his first NFL carry for a remarkable 148 yards on 17 carries and 98 yards on 5 catches to go along with his 3 touchdowns. The rest of the regular season starts Sunday. The Cleveland Browns will host the rival Steelers, and the Cincinnati Bengals do battle at home with the Baltimore Ravens. Both games are at 1 o'clock on CBS. Last night, the inaugural Ohio Media School Madden tournament took place, and congratulations to champion Robert Morris, who took his beloved Steelers all the way to the title. Make sure to follow Next Level Education on Twitch for more great gaming content. And finally, the number 2 ranked Buckeyes will welcome the number 5 Oklahoma Sooners to the Horseshoe on Saturday. The Sooners are looking to repay the favor from last year as Ohio State went into Norman and trounced the Sooners 45-24. Kickoff is 7:30 on ABC. For all the latest scores, news, and highlights, keep it locked right here on the new generation of Sports Talk Radio. ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Assemble that hip and mouth. Spell your demons, welcome home. And every day that you spend searching for the womb of your rebirth, preserving every sacred organ just to show what she's worth.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we went into break, Aaron was talking GFW.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot of buzz from the people that have stuck with the show over the past few weeks and months, and from what I've been able to catch of it, it seem to be improving incrementally. I mean, you can only do so much when you tape 12 episodes at one time.
You know what the sad part is? I missed NXT this week, but I did see GFW.
Yeah?
Tell me if that's not.
Well,
we won't discuss that right now. We'll get to that later.
Well, you missed a heck of an NXT, especially with Itami and Ono, and the Asuka thing was pretty cool, too. But
which I'm going to probably watch it tonight because I do want to see the Ono and Hideo Itami at least. I don't care about anything else. That's the one I want to see.
the funniest low blow I have ever seen.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
So let's go with GFW from last night. They kicked it off with a nice little backstage with the GFW champion, Eli Drake. He was defending his title against Matt Zydell at the end of the show in the main event. But before we get into that, we had a tag team X Division match. Trevor Lee, Caleb Conley versus Sanjay Dutt and Petey Williams.
Four big talents.
This is what the 205 is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Petey Williams and Sanjay Dutt are two guys who lived through the period of TNA when the X Division was their hood ornament, when the X Division and the matches that those guys were putting on pay-per-views were what was drawing for them. It wasn't, so much the Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash feud in the main event.
It was the AJ Styles,
yes,
the Daniels, the Kazarians.
And so they can take guys who are raw talent, and in cases like Trevor Lee, more than raw talent, but a star in the making, and really show those guys how to work that style that they pioneered. So I think they're doing a great job of using these guys in ways that are, letting them show their talents to the fans, but they can't just waste them in 5-minute sprints at the beginning of the show.
Right. Then we got into LAX versus I forget who, John Boland and Zachary Wentz, another local boy, Zachary Wentz, I believe. He is from Ohio. Then after that, this was a quick match, of course. Then OVE comes out and interrupts and says they want a shot. And Conan says it will happen in Tijuana at Crash.
Yes, that was something that Mr. Nordholm mentioned, that they are going to continue to tape the appearances of their wrestlers when, for example, Eddie Edwards is now the champion in Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan. So anytime that these guys go to the Crash or AAA or Noah, GFW is going to have their cameras there to shoot it and to show it on the Impact show here in the U.S.
Then we got into a GFW tag team, women's tag team knockout. You had Sienna and Taryn Terrell versus Gail Kim and Allie. It was what it was.
Yeah, it kept the feud going,
But the big thing happened after the match. Rosemary came out to make the save.
Yeah, I like Rosemary as a babyface. I think it's kind of cool. Like, it's a weird odd couple thing to have her, helping out Allie.
The BFF of Allie.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird. But then after all that broke down, Taya made her debut. Kind of as, the evil queen and Sleeping Beauty kind of setup.
Yeah, but having her in a group with Sienna and Taryn makes sense. If they're all going to be doing that, they essentially have the same gimmick. If they're going to be doing it separately, then it'll be really redundant and stupid. But if they're like a trio, like the new Dollhouse or whatever, it could be pretty good.
The only thing that got me is she looks a little different compared to what she did in Lucha. Just not outfit-wise, yes, but just body-wise and face-wise.
I don't know. Maybe she's
something just seemed a little off.
Well, maybe. Well, Pop TV is not HD, so maybe you're spoiled by the HD quality feed of Lucha Underground on the El Rey network.
That's true, but either way, she still looked good.
Johnny Mundo Impact Morrison Nitro is one heck of a lucky guy.
Then we got talking about. Cornette came out and was talking about the big match later in the evening, saying Johnny Impact's there. He ends up coming out saying he wants winner of Matt Zydell and Eli Drake. Well, they're interrupted by
Agent 47 himself, Hitman.
I was going to go with that, but I couldn't get it out, Agent. But Low-Key wants his title shot, and these two just beat the crap out of each other for a little bit. Then it is announced for next week. Low-Key and Johnny Impact for the #1 contendership match. That's going to be a huge match for Impact.
That's going to be epic.
It's going to give you that feel of a 205 match or a cruiserweight match, but with a heavyweight feel to it.
I'm guessing, though, this is why Low-Key bailed on GFW, because they weren't going to put him over Johnny Impact or, make him a main eventer. They're having him job to set up the main eventers, and his ego clearly was too fragile to handle that. So
then after that, we got about 20 minutes of them talking about Triple Mania.
Yeah.
Which, after they had hyped it all show, I'm sitting there like, wow, when are they actually going to show the clips? They started talking about it, and they showed you about the start of the second hour, halfway in. So, and then they go straight into the heavyweight title match, which
Now
Eli
you forgot
Drake is a star.
you forgot about Joe Park and Grado and Laurel Van Ness.
Yeah, she lost her mind again because she got dumped.
Yeah, well, I just like how they waited this whole time for him to ask, like, you know, where she's from, and she's like, Richmond, British Columbia, or wherever, or Nova Scotia or something. Yeah, like, she's Canadian.
At least they're getting something out of Joseph Parks.
Yeah.
I mean, I do miss Abyss, but Joseph Parks is be the best we can get at this point. I'll take it.
I mean, it's fun. It is a lot of fun.
But the heavyweight title match I enjoyed. Numbers eventually caught up to Matt Sydal, which having Chris Adonis out there, everybody figured would have a big thing involved, a big consequences. Then Eli Drake did win after he hit Sydal over the head with the world title and hit him with the gravy train. I love that finishing move. I don't know what it is. Something with the name the gravy train. Like, it's all gravy.
Well, isn't that move called the air raid crash?
Yeah.
Okay, like, that is an awesome name for a move, but to improve upon it in such a way is quite a feat. Yes, credit to Eli Drake for that.
So Eli Drake is waiting to win a low-key Johnny Impact, and I want to see him and Impact together.
I have a question, though. Okay, Eli Drake is your champion. You want him to be the guy. You've got him, booked for. I think they almost made it look like he got a fluke win, that he wouldn't have beat Sydal
if it wasn't for Adonis.
Yeah, and like that's fine if you're gonna go with Sydal as being in that picture. But if the point is to build up this champion, then I think it should have been maybe a little bit more clean. I mean, that's splitting hairs, but. I just wonder why they needed to protect Matt Sydal. Not that he's, a B-teamer or anything. He's quite a good talent, but...
I still have a feeling they're going to turn Chris Adonis on Eli Drake.
I'd go the other way around. I think Eli's got babyface, star potential out the yin-yang.
Which he had it during the Facts of Life.
Yeah.
That whole series that he was doing the dummy thing.
Well, and
he's so over.
That could have been such nonsense. And the deal that he did with EC3 was funny. I mean, it was really...
Him and Tyrus.
Yeah.
Was funny stuff.
Like, he just, other guys would have said, well, I'm stuck with this stupid crap. I hope it doesn't kill my career. He said, I'm going to make this stupid crap make my career. And you see where he is now.
And I don't like the fact they call him the poor man's Rock. That's one thing that Eli Drake's been tagged is the poor man's Rock.
Well, that's also an unfair comparison. I mean, no matter how souped up, a sports car you've got, there's always going to be the Ferrari, factory that's going to put out something better. I mean...
Or like the Pinto. It doesn't matter how much money you put into a Pinto.
Yeah.
It's still a Pinto.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a Pinto. So we're going to go to break, and when we come back, just talk about the show. Get Aaron's thoughts on Raw, SmackDown, everybody's thoughts on it real quick since you weren't here, so we're going to get into that. And I got a fantasy question I want to ask anybody.
All right, sounds good.
So just real quick, so stay tuned to that. You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air network.
What's good, Big Game James?
How you feeling, D.O. Jr.?
My guy, I'm super excited. High school sports is starting back, man.
Man, I'm even more excited because we got this new show starting. Tell the people what we doing, D.O. Jr.
Man, we starting the Central Ohio High School Showcase, the COHSS.
That's right. We're covering football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and track and field. If it's in season, we own it.
Hey, you know we do this for the kids, man. You can listen live by going to ScoreOnAir.com via the TuneIn app or watch us streaming live by going to the Score On Air YouTube channel,
the COHSS, giving you nothing less, showcasing Central Ohio's best.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio in Columbus. Online sports radio, WSOA ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
The Score wants to make you, a winner. Each week, ScoreOnAir.com is giving away a prize pack that'll knock your socks off.
Ouch, hey, that hurt.
How? First of all, like us on Facebook. And every Monday, we will pin up a post to the top of our feed, updating you on what the week's prize and contest details are. Now here, take your socks back. A winner will be selected every week at 7 p.m. Friday on our combat sports show, Tyson's Punch-Out. So give us a call or text to get qualified. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. Here's how to qualify. Message us on Facebook at Your Score on Air or Twitter, also at Your Score on Air with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth. Or you could just simply call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to qualify to win T-shirts, sporting memorabilia, and more. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan looking to expand your sports memorabilia collection? Well, First and Goal has you covered better than the Ohio State Secondary. First and Goal is your #1 place to find all the sports collectibles of your dreams. We are located at Polaris Fashion Place in Columbus and the mall at Fairfield Commons of Beaver Creek. Stop on in and you'll find autographed jerseys, helmets, photographs, and much more that will make you the envy of the neighborhood. Feel free to give us a call at 614-896-1016 for our store at Polaris, or call us at 937-427-4737 in Beaver Creek. For all your sports collectibles and more, it's First and Goal.
Hey guys, Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Get the training you need to get a job you will love. The Ohio Media School has classes in radio, television, sports broadcasting, and film and video production. Visit BeOnAir.com today to get started. That's BeOnAir.com.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
When we think of athletes like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, or Tom Brady, often the first word that comes to mind is clutch. These are the types of athletes who seem to perform their best when the pressure is on. Did you know that clutch athletes aren't necessarily born that way? But what separates them from the competition is that clutch players are not afraid to fail. That's the biggest difference. In fact, they want the ball when the game is on the line. You know, in order to really solidify this point, you might want to go back to an old Michael Jordan commercial where he talked about not how many shots he made when the game was on the line, but how many times he missed. So it's important that we note, in order to perform our best in clutch situations, we have to want the ball in those situations, and we cannot be afraid to fail. Otherwise, we will fail in clutch situations.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
This is the Handlebar Haberdasher, Marion Fontaine, and you should be listening to The Heel and Face Show on ScoreOnAir.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to go around the room real quick. 3 of us was there at NWA Saturday, last Saturday. Everybody's thoughts and just thoughts from the last show up at the Hog Rec Center as NWA Midwest.
I was going to say, the first thing we need to clarify is that I've had a few questions about people who are confused and thinking that this was the last show ever by Midwest Championship Wrestling, or that they're moving to a different building. No, everything will be the same. Every first Saturday of the month, you can go to the Hog Rec Center and see some of the best wrestling anywhere in the Midwest. That's why it's Midwest Championship Wrestling. It's just simply the end of the affiliation with the NWA. And that was a decision that was essentially made for not just this group, but all the other groups who were operating as NWA affiliates. So there's no need to panic about that, but it was a fantastic show. It was a great way to come back from the summer hiatus. We've got a new citywide champion, Marion Fontaine, with the unlikely assistance of Dominic Guarini. You know, the shakeup in DCR Enterprises was something. So now Derek Direction is in the fold and Dominic Guarini is out. Very, very interesting set of circumstances. And got to talk about the main event. Kalam, I don't know if, Brandon Xavier paid him off. He got, a fresh side of beef or something, or what he did to convince Kalam to come out and help him. But once again, gets the title but didn't exactly earn it the right way. But I had a great time calling the show. The amateur boxing exhibition before the event was really fun to watch, although I was not as prepared as I would have liked to have been to broadcast it. And I apologize to those gentlemen if I didn't highlight their performance as it should have been, because they did a great job. But, I had a new partner, had Dirty Tommy Kane helping me out, and I look forward to having him back next month. And, I think, we're going to take care of business for the rest of 2017.
Joker, what do you think? Last NWA Midwest show.
Well, I'm sad and excited all at the same time.
Yeah.
We literally just closed the door, closed the chapter on the NWA. The first, the original.
Yeah.
The number one. The original wrestling. National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah, for the first time since about 1948, there are no companies operating as NWA affiliates, and that's very, very weird. And we know Billy Corgan's going to do something with it, but is he going to be able to? You know, does it just sit on his shelf?
Yeah, those are things I cannot answer and things that I know I cannot talk about. But again, that part is sad. Moving forward, as you know, Midwest Championship Wrestling, MCW, sky's the limit with us.
Absolutely.
I mean, again, with you guys, you know, you and Tom, that's going to be a great duo.
Oh, I had a lot of fun, man. I mean, he's a character too. You know,
we were listening in when we could. You know, kind of like,
yeah,
that's working out pretty good. So, you know, it was a great thing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see.
That.
See the footage turn up on YouTube and on Facebook. Should be, you know, some matches imminently. So if you missed it, what's wrong with you? First of all, second of all, get there next time and see what you missed. Go to the Facebook page, go to the YouTube page, and see what all this is about, man. I mean, you know, Brandon Xavier, we spent time talking about how he's main eventing a cage match against Johnny Knockout. Well, he's the Midwest champion. Regardless of my opinion on how he got that title, that means a lot. Guys like Philly and Marino, they're all over the place. They're in the Cleveland area. They're in Battle on the Border. You know, I mean, Dominic Guarini is moving up the ranks of independent wrestling probably faster than only a select few in the entire country. You know, this man is getting noticed by everybody. And so with all of that, all the new people we're seeing, some people that haven't been around for a while that are coming back. I mean, it's only going to get more interesting.
And our next show will be October 7th.
We don't have any information yet about the card, but hopefully
or you got something that you're going to break.
No.
I thought he was going to break something on us.
No. I don't have any information like that at the moment.
Once we get information,
I was going to say I've got my spies out there, but usually, I mean, honestly, Joker's spies are as well connected as mine. Sometimes they're even the same spies. But in any case, on Thursday, 9 p.m., 975WDIF.com, 97.5 WDIF on your FM dial in the Marion listening area will be the weekly Truth Hurts Midwest Championship Wrestling Report, the feature that I am thrilled to bring to you most every week. And if there's any news to be reported about the show on the 7th, you will hear it first on that program, unless you're on the Facebook page, and it goes up there first. Then I'll be a liar. But
so I really have nothing to add. You guys have touched everything on the head with NWA or formerly NWA. So we got 4 or 5 minutes. I want to get this fantasy question out there real quick. Best heel in the company right now.
Which?
WWE. We're not going to do Raw or SmackDown, just combine. Even with NXT.
You
That's
know,
easy.
What do you got?
I'll let you go first.
No, go ahead. I want to hear.
I mean, it's The Miz to me. I mean, there's no one that's able to do what The Miz is able to do. And the way that he can present himself as a heel, there's no one that touches him as far as I'm concerned as a heel.
I would back you on that if his work had improved at the same rate that his promo skills and his command of his character has improved. I mean, in that regard, he probably gets the most legit heat from me outside of Noam Dar, who I just can't stand. But you know that, like, if I'm going to pay money to see a guy get the crap kicked out of him, Miz is definitely one of those guys. But you know, I would have to say that Hideo Itami is making a lot of noise in NXT as a heel just in this short amount of time. But really, the best heel that's come into WWE in recent weeks has been the 3 guys from Ring of Honor.
Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
They're treated as an absolute force to be reckoned with. They can't be controlled. They come and go as they please. They wipe out top stars. And the crowd is, I mean, half the crowd is thrilled to see it, which is not really great for heels. But, I mean, in terms of getting heat internally in the storyline, like, they are being the most effective as characters.
What do you got, Joker?
Well, I actually have to go with The Miz on that. I think, I think he's the best in history at being a heel. I really do.
During break, I've said it. I'm going to go with Kevin Owens. Like, not just off what he did on SmackDown, just the total body of work since he's joined NXT. Powerbombing Sami Zayn on the apron, it all has ran.
No, absolutely.
That's iconic.
Who doesn't want to powerbomb Sami Zayn, though?
Well, think about how many people were chanting, fight Owens, fight. I mean, even when he was feuding with Cena, he was the babyface in that feud. And you're right, James. There aren't fans that are, like, behind Owens like a babyface, the way that they are with some other guys who are booked as heels, like maybe Cesaro or something, but they cheer for him because they're great and they like to watch him work. Like, Owens has actually, like, turned the crowd. Even the marks that were like, he's the best. He was in Ring of Honor. Even those guys are like, yeah, he's,
Which I brought up before you got here. I don't think we're seeing Kevin Owens. I think we're starting to see Kevin Steen a little bit.
Well,
like after Tuesday with him and the whole Shane McMahon segment, I think we're starting to see Owens kind of branch out more.
Well, you're seeing him put in a situation that it certainly resembles the situations they booked him in Ring of Honor, where he's anti-authority, defiant, rebellious, and unfortunately for Ring of Honor, it backfired on them because Jim Cornette had more heat as the the authority figure than yeah.
So we're getting ready to head out here. What's everybody's plans for this weekend?
I'm going to try to catch up on the rest of the Mae Young Classic before the finals on Tuesday. I am working. Not only am I working the rest of the night, but I'm working all day Saturday and Sunday. But I'm definitely going to be trying to watch some football. Big, Browns and AFC North starts out against each other. Steelers and Browns, Bengals and Ravens.
Yep, and I won't be able to watch it because DirecTV dropped Channel 10.
Are you kidding me?
I found out last night, but that's why I got the NFL Sunday ticket.
Oh, I got it too, but I have
dropped...
DirecTV. Like, I haven't been home to turn it on today and check Channel 10. That's a complete scam because, that's when one channel is showing the other market. Like, see, I used to live in Portsmouth, and we had a Huntington feed, and they'd show the Pittsburgh games, and the Cincinnati or Columbus feed would show Cleveland or Cincinnati.
Right.
And so you could watch both if you wanted to.
Now, no bueno.
It'll be back. It always comes back.
By the time like Law and Order or CSI and that stuff comes back.
Oh yeah,
Channel 10 will be back.
Well, honestly, I mean, I think that DirecTV would have to give you the generic East Coast feed of CBS, no matter what, even if it's not the local station.
I would still take that at this point.
Yeah, like they have to offer you a network for each of the major ones as part of your package, or you could tell them they're breaching their contract.
So, Jeff, what's your plans?
Yeah, watching football on Sunday, that's for sure. Catching up on fantasy, getting all my teams in check.
Hey, this is a PG show. We don't talk about that kind of fantasies here.
I'm talking about
We do all the time. What are you talking about?
Well, not on air.
Oh, yes, you do.
He's just clever about it and sly.
Exactly.
What you got, Joke Man?
Well,
other than working.
Well, it's going to be working, but I got to work on some stuff for Philly and Marino, and I got to finish a couple songs of my own. I don't know if I'll get to watch any football or not because I'll probably be in front of a computer screen.
Well, you had your weekend last night, being
no,
a big Patriots
really,
fan.
I didn't. Flukes happen.
Don't they? Yeah, Matt Ryan says that a lot, doesn't he?
Again, it's the first game of the season.
But I did like the trolling that the Patriots did.
Oh, they've gotten a lot of it.
Put the scoreboard up, 28-3.
That's
how they started the game.
That makes sense.
Me, I'm at battle.
Yeah, you want to find a heel Belichick. That guy's a heel.
Goodell. In New England, Goodell's the heel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I'm at Battle on the Border all weekend.
Good luck, man. I know it's going to be a great show. I hope that everybody's enjoyed all the interviews we've been bringing them, and
I believe after that show we'll start.
I was going to say we're going to start right up again with for the December event. So
yeah, so it's going to be fun. We'll get some previews of that Saturday. What's going down for that?
And Monday, man, you'll have a full report for us.
Yeah, and I might have a black eye.
Never know. Hopefully not.
With Knockout and Philly Marino and them there, and I go out to Triple Cats with them, I might come home with a black eye. Never know.
As long as you dish a couple out in the process, I guess.
So on that note, we are out of here. Coming up next, Tyson's Punch Out.
Big UFC 215 this week.
Yes, even though the main event was changed.
Well, now it's Nunez and Shevchenko.
Yep.
And I blew their lead story. Look at me.
And they're still a week away from Triple G and Canelo.
Yeah, that's going to be good stuff.
So that's going to be a huge fight. So we're out of here. Thank you for listening to Heel and Face. ScoreOnAir.com, part of the Be On Air Network.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio.